All right, well, we have a lot of field work ahead of us here. I've got a lot of lime to spread. All of our fields are already fertilized, so that's, super beneficial. But we're going to be going through a lot of lime, and instead of doing a whole bunch of crates of lime, I just went ahead and put in one of these fill stations, and we can buy lime right here. So we'll go ahead and get this worker set up in the field. That way they can go ahead and get started spreading lime for us, and then I'm going to jump in the Ford, and then we can go ahead and get some ripping done, and then I can move on to cultivating, and then we need to plant this month as well. We've got a bunch of work that needs to be done this month. So we'll set that on the worker, and I'll run back over here to the Ford, and we can start ripping and expanding and combining a couple of fields here. All right, well, we're going to get moved down over here and get these two little fields combined into one, and we're going to expand it out a bit to where the cattle barns used to be. So I'll get this dropped down. And I'll just pull this straight through and maybe. Oh boy, this ripper is pulling hard. All right, well, we got that side done. I'm going to get turned around here, and then we can run that strip in the middle. And then when we get down to the other side, we can get that little bit taken care of. And there's quite a bit of expanding we're going to do on the other end of the field. That's why I started over here, get this little bit done. That way we don't have to worry about it. So, not the straightest start in the world, but hey, it'll work. We just need the fields to be combined into one field, and we're good to go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and lift that up right there. I'm going to go over here, and we'll get this outlined to how big I want it, and then we can get everything in the middle ripped up and make sure that it's all good to go. All right, well, it's been a disaster so far. Went ahead and hired a worker on spreading lime and started plowing fields together and expanding a field, and all of a sudden the game glitched out and nothing worked anymore. So I spent about 3 hours trying to figure out what was going on. Thought maybe it was the Ford tractor and that John Deere ripper that I got, because that was the only new equipment that I had gotten. So I went ahead and sold it, ended up making a stupid amount of money, but didn't realize it at that moment because I was insanely frustrated. So yeah, we ended up with a little over $500,000 after all that. Come to find out, for some reason up here, I cannot hire a worker to spread lime. That is what was causing the issue. So once I got that figured out, I went ahead and spread the lime myself. But I had already moved on and forgot about the money and whatnot. So I ended up buying a different tractor so that we could get all the fields plowed up. So I've got a John Deere 7810 in the shop, and I bought a John Deere Super Chisel. You can see over here. And that's what I used to go ahead and plow up all the fields. This worked just fine, no problems, as long as I wasn't hiring a worker to spread lime. That's the whole issue. So with that, I also went ahead and bought another cotton harvester, and I financed it. So we've got another $42,000 a month going out the door for another year. So I think we're somewhere around what, like 80 $80,000 a month in payments. So our 365,000 is going to disappear really quick, and that's going to be an issue. Not sure what we're going to do, but for now, we're going to get back on schedule here, get these fields planted, and then go ahead and get them sprayed. And yeah, it's been an absolute disaster, but hopefully moving forward here, we won't have that issue. We're good on lime for 3 more years, so won't have to worry about that. As far as spreading dry fertilizer, I don't know if that'll be an issue. But yeah, we're going to go ahead, jump in the 7240 here, get this thing fired up, and we're going to get out in the fields because we got a lot of planting that needs to be done, and it's going to take a while. This planter is definitely a little small for the amount of fields we have now, but you know what? I'm perfectly okay with that. So I'll go ahead and get this thing lined up, get it fired up, get it dropped down, and we'll get to planting. All right, we got all of our planting done. Everything went very smoothly this time. Thank God. So we're gonna head back to the shop here, get this thing backed into the shop. That way we can get it all maintenance, washed up, all that good stuff. And then we need to get our sprayer out and get all 4 of these fields sprayed quick. That way we don't have any weed problems and we can maximize our yield for the cotton. Because we're going to have a ridiculous amount of debt coming out of our bank account here. And B, I think we're going to make an insane amount of money this next year. At least that's my goal anyway. All right, we got the sprayer out. Honestly, I don't know if I need to spray since we did plow everything, but just in case, I'm going to go ahead and get everything sprayed. That way I know 100% for sure that I won't have weed problems this year. This won't take long to knock these fields out. This is a nice big sprayer, so we'll hammer this out, and I'll see you guys when we get her done. All right, we have all of our spraying done. So now all of our spring field work is done. And I got to be honest, I'm pretty excited to see what we get for yield and what we get for bales. I think this is going to be an incredible season, or at least I'm really, really hoping that's what ends up happening. But we'll go ahead, get all of our equipment cleaned up, maintenanced, and I'll see you guys probably in the fall when we're ready to harvest. Unless I end up doing a contract or something, we'll see how bad these monthly payments actually are, and whether or not we need to do a contract to make sure that we don't miss a payment, because I do not want to miss a payment at all. Already missed one, do not want to do that again, so I'll see you guys probably in the fall. Welcome into November, everyone. It's now time to harvest our cotton. I didn't do much this summer. As you can tell, we're down to $27,000. That is not enough to get us to February when the peak price is for cotton. So we're going to have to sell a cotton bale this month just to make sure that we don't miss any payments. So this machine over here is officially paid off. So we no longer have payments on it. Thank God. That's a huge help. And this one has 4 months of payments left. So we still have $127,000 left on it. But in 4 months, it'll be paid off, and we will no longer have huge payments. We'll only have our original mortgage payment left, which we still have 10 years of payments left on it. So we're going to go ahead and get these machines out of the shop here and get them out in the fields. Now, these are not the base game harvesters, so they're a little different. By a little different, I mean a lot different. they're working with is 24 meters. So two machines, or so each machine will cover the width of four base game machines. I know it's a little unrealistic, not exactly what I was going for in this series, but cotton harvesting is slow. Even at the 24 meters, it's still only going to run 6 mile an hour. So this is still going to take a significant amount of time, but that's okay. Now, I'm going to hope that we can hire up a worker and not have an issue like I did. All right. Well, I got a worker running in one field, and I'm going to go ahead and run this machine in this field. And we'll get this cotton knocked out in no time. Like I said, we're running 24-meter machines here. I know it's unrealistic, but it's kind of necessary just to save some time here. But we'll get these fields knocked out pretty quick, I do believe. So I'm very excited to see how many bales we get off of these 4 fields here. All right, well, we got our first bale here, so I'm going to go ahead and get it picked up right away, get it sold off. That way I know how much money I have, and I'm hoping we can get by with only selling off one this month to make sure that we can get to February. I don't want to sell off any more than we absolutely have to, just to make sure that, we make money. Because money is the name of the game here. So you can see our worker is getting right along here. We're going to go ahead and get this bale down here picked up and get it sold off. That way I can make sure I have enough money to make our payments for the rest of the year here. And yes, I'm just going to kind of cheat this one on quick. There we go. Get it strapped down, and we're going to go ahead and get this thing sold off. Our worker looks to be doing a pretty good job. Probably have a little cleanup in the corners, but hey, I'll take it. They're trucking right along. Honestly, by the time we get back, they're going to be probably halfway done with this field. So you can see my machine sitting over there. I've already got one bale out. So we're making quite a few bales and getting things done quick. Now, with these machines being set up on the 24-meter widths, it's like each one of them's equivalent to 4 machines wide, which makes a big difference. But I'm going to go ahead and check price here. And it's looking like the GW Co-op. Go figure. So that's where we'll run this bale to. We'll get this one sold off. And I'm really, really hoping this is going to be enough to get us to February, because we're missing out on a lot of money by having to sell this bale early. So I don't want to sell off any more than I absolutely have to this month. I'd rather wait until February when prices are at their peak. All right, we're going to get pulled in here. Get this bale unstrapped. And that gave us 70,000. Ouch. That hurt. But that's gonna be really close. So we're not gonna sell off anymore this month. We'll leave it. If I have to, in like January or something, sell off one more, I will, but I'm gonna hold off for now and just get back to harvesting. So we're definitely cooking right along with these 2 machines. It's gonna go pretty quick. I'm very happy about that. So we'll get this stuff knocked out, and then we can worry about doing our fall fertilizing and stuff like that. All right, we're back here at the home place, and it looks like our worker has a second bale already. So we've already made half of what we were making for cotton bales, and we're not even remotely close to being a quarter of the way done here. So that's fantastic. We're going to make quite a few bales. I can't wait to see what the final count is. All right, we're finishing up this field. We ended up with 2 bales on this one. And our worker should be about done in that big field. We'll get them switched over to the other big field, and we'll get started in the field straight across from us. and we're about halfway done. Looks like that worker has 2 bales in the field. I've got 2. So we're churning out quite a bit of cotton. I'm very, very happy about this. So I'll go ahead, get started in this next field. I'll check on them, see if they need to be switched over, and we'll just keep trucking along here. All right. Well, we got our other machine moved over into the big field. So they just got started, and we've got quite a few bales on the ground. I'm very happy with this. So I'm working on the first headland still in this field. We're going not super fast, but we are covering quite a bit of ground in a relatively quick manner. So I'm pretty happy with that. All right, well, I finished my field. The AI worker is still working on theirs. So I went ahead, got the front loader attached to this, and we're going to go ahead and pick up bales, get these off the field. I have no idea how many we actually have, but I feel like it's quite a few. As we look around, there's definitely a lot of white clumps out there, so that's a good thing. But we'll get these picked up, put away underneath that the shed where my planter is that I can't delete, and see how many we end up with here. All right, I'm going to see if I can recreate. Let's see if I can do this on camera here. I've been trying to figure out how to flip these since I need them on their side to sell off at the GW co-op. Well, I kind of figured something out. Let's see if it works here. Yep. Oh, too fast. And that is how I get the bales stacked so nicely. Kind of found that out on accident, but hey, it works. So that's how I've been picking all these up. I think this is bales 9 and 10, I think. I don't know, honestly, I haven't kept count. But we do have an odd one, so we have an odd number of bales. All right, so we got one last bale to pick up, and we'll be done. Or at least I believe it's only one last bale. We'll kind of... Yep, one more bale, and we are done. All right, we have 13 cotton bales that we're going to sell off. So we made a grand total of 14, including the one that I already sold. And I completely forgot to mention, I sold off the John Deere tractor and the Super Chisel, mostly because it's just kind of a waste of time. My planter will direct drill. I just don't like the way it looks when it's the texture that Giants has for direct drilling. But it was only a visual thing for me, so sold those off. I was hoping that would be enough to get us through the year, and it ended up not being. That's why we had to sell that bale. But I sold those this summer, and yeah, that's where we're at. Honestly, cotton doesn't take a whole lot of equipment. Now, the harvesters are ridiculously expensive, but aside from that, you need a tractor and a planter and a trailer. Like, there's not a whole lot to it. So once we have those machines completely paid off, the profit is going to be absolutely incredible. But I think that's probably going to do it for the month of November. Might do a little fertilizing this month, but yeah, that's probably going to be about it. So I'll see you guys in February when it's time to get these bales sold. All right, welcome into January, everyone. It's a month early, but we do not have enough money to make it into the next month. So we do need to go sell off one more bale. So that's what we're going to do here. We didn't do any field work this fall. Didn't really see the need, to be honest. So it's been a pretty slow winter. Nothing really going on, but have been making some plans. So hopefully those plans will come to fruition after we get all these bales sold off next month. And as always, the GW co-op has the best price. So I'll be curious to see if this affects next month's price for the cotton here. But that gets us up to almost 72,000. We're a dollar short. But that'll get us through this next month, and we will be able to sell off the 12 other cotton bales next month. All right, well, it is February, so we're ready to sell off the rest of these bales. And per usual, the GW Co-op is the best price, and it's honestly not even close. Like, they're $100 a liter higher than everybody else. I have no idea why, but it's been that way every single time we've gone to sell cotton bales. The GW Co-op is just insanely higher than everybody else. So that is where we will be taking these bales. And I figured out, you guys remember from a couple episodes ago, I couldn't use the tractor. Well, I found out there's 3 sides that you can stab the bale spear into, and there's one side that you can't. It doesn't work. So, oh, that was a great parking job, huh? But yeah, there's one side that you can't get the bale spear into. I don't know why. I don't know if that's a bale spear issue or the modded cotton harvester, if that is part of it. But whatever it is, that's the issue. So no big deal. Got it figured out. So now we can use the tractor the way that I wanted to begin with. But we'll head to the GW Co-op, get these sold off. We've got 12 bales, so we should make a lot of money here. And I believe it's either this month or next month is our last payment on our second harvester. So from then on, all we have is our mortgage and no other major payments. So we'll be sitting very good on money for probably about 5 minutes. And then it's all going to be gone again. All right, let's hope we fit. We should. Yep, so we're good. Those unstrapped, get it sold. And it's $150,000. So we'll do this. So we'll do this 5 more times, and then we'll be done selling bales. All right, and this load number 2, was 149,000. So the price is going down, but this place was still higher than everywhere else. So I don't know if maybe by the time we get down to the last 2 bales, somebody else will have a better price, and we can see, a different sell point. But I'm not going to hold my breath on it. So, and this is what I meant by the bale spear not being able to go into one side of the bale. The top bale, the spear will not go into it, and that's because it is the top of the bale. I don't know what the difference is, but it definitely does not work. Not entirely sure why, but oh, and it stayed good. So yeah, I think that's the only one that I had that issue with. Maybe not 100% sure. Okay, I don't know what that was about, but I was having a hard time getting those to sell. So those are sold. We're up to 475,000, and we still have 2 more loads of bales to get rid of yet. All right, well, we're back here at the home place, and I've still got 6 bales of cotton left. I'm going to sell 1 more set off, and then we're going to build some productions. So we've got a lot of money. I should be able to expand some and buy a couple more fields that are across the road from us, and also put up some productions. and we're going to start making fabric and cloth. And hopefully, we can continue expanding this cotton empire into something much, much bigger. But that'll have to wait until the next episode. So I'll see you guys in the next one. And if you like what you're seeing, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode.